You always assumed your sister had landed a rich sugar daddy, which is how you ended up in a mansion driving a sports car. Then one day your sister suddenly packed her bags and fled the country, and a woman showed up at the door. That's when you found out your sister had been using your photos to catfish another woman online. And that woman happened to be the heiress of a family so powerful that even the upper crust of society had to bow to her. Now with the whole thing about to blow up, your sister bailed early and left you behind to deal with this walking nightmare. Xiao Qinghan stood there with her arms crossed, looking down at you with a voice that carried zero warmth. Guyu, you conned me out of money and feelings, and now you think you can just walk away whenever you feel like it. You're looking for trouble, you shivered, a cold sweat breaking out across your back. You knew that even if you told Xiao Qinghan the truth right now, that your sister was the one behind all of this, given how furious she was at this moment. She would go after both of you anyway, so you had no choice but to take the heat yourself. You blinked and the tears started rolling immediately. I wasn't playing with your feelings, I was disfigured. I broke things off because I was afraid you'd reject me once you saw my face, you cried. While casually letting your hand drift to the pendant hanging at your collar, Xiao Qinghan's stunning face darkened in an instant. Guyu, do I look stupid to you, disfigured? Fine. Take off the mask and show me exactly what happened to your face. That was exactly the line you had been waiting for the moment she said it. You made a show of struggling and then slowly, with trembling hands, pulled the mask off your face. Beneath the mask was not the handsome face Xiao Qinghan had been dreaming about. It was a face swollen red and puffy like a balloon. Xiao Qinghan's murderous expression froze completely the moment she saw your swollen, distorted face. What a sight it was. Eyes nearly swollen shut, nose and lips barely distinguishable. Nothing like the clean, fresh face in the photos she had fallen for online. Watching Xiao Qinghan's expression lock up, you quietly let out a breath of relief. The reason your sister had been able to successfully catfish Xiao Qinghan using photos was because of your looks. But that same face had once brought disaster down on both of you, 2 years ago when you two fled to the capital. You were genuinely terrified, which is why you had been hiding that handsome face ever since you have a severe peach fuzz allergy. Any contact below the eyes causes your face to swell up like a balloon almost instantly. The pendant around your neck has a hidden compartment with peach fuzz inside. Press the latch and your hand makes contact with the fuzz. Your face reacts within seconds, producing exactly what Xiao Qinghan was looking at right now. You kept up the act through your tears? I genuinely have feelings for you. But look at my face now, I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm not worthy of you. You hung your head and sobbed convincingly. Then suddenly, a slender hand gripped your swollen chin and forced your head up. Your eyes met. Xiao Qinghan's dark pupils. Her brow was tightly knitted, her sharp gaze moving across your puffy face. So for the past month when I was sending you money, you weren't responding to messages and you were distant. It was because of your face you nodded miserably. How could I be with you looking like this? You're so accomplished. So far above everyone else, I'm not in your league. Thinking about being sold out by your own sister, the hurt was actually real, and the tears came without any effort. Xiao Qinghan watched a puffy, swollen mess cry in front of her. Her anger flared up and then just as quickly deflated, her chest rising and falling unevenly. You were still lost in your own misery, and choked out. If you want to break up, I understand. Xiao Qinghan fixed you with a sharp look. You really are as spineless as your sister described, making a big deal out of something this small and talking about breaking up with me. Come back with me, I'll find a top specialist to fix your face. I respect your decision to break up. Wait, what? You had been lost in your own thoughts. And when her words hit you, your eyes went wide with disbelief. Xiao Qinghan's slender fingers gently turned your swollen face from side to side. Your face looks like an allergic reaction, nothing serious. A doctor can sort this out. Look at you being so dramatic over something this minor and talking about breaking up. Your tears hung on that puffy face, refusing to fall. Xiao Qinghan's reaction was nothing like what you had expected. Xiao Qinghan stood there, arms folded, looking supremely unbothered. What exactly are you allergic to? You shook your head through watery eyes. I don't know, I already saw a doctor. It's been a full month with no signs of improvement. The doctor said it might not be treatable. What you were implying was surely you don't want to be seen in public with someone who looks like this. Xiao Qinghan let out a dismissive scoff. Don't listen to quacks now, pack your things and come with me. You were starting to unravel. Why was Xiao Qinghan so completely immovable? Xiao Qinghan narrowed her eyes slightly and said, if you won't say it, I'll say it for you. You answered fast and loud, terrified that half a second's delay would set her off. You choked out, you actually don't mind how I look. I'm so relieved, I'll do whatever you say. Xiao Qinghan had clearly run out of patience and just issued the order directly. Then get your things and let's go. You still hadn't figured out how things had gotten to this point. Even after you were sitting in the back of Xiao Qinghan's Rolls Royce, the one thing you desperately wanted was to call Gu Yue and find out what the heck was going on, but with Xiao Qinghan right there, you didn't dare. No, you had to reach her somehow. You started to say something to Xiao Qinghan, but she cut you off before the words were out. Is it really that weird to call me big sis before you always called me baby sis? Sis this sis that now that we finally met in person, you're just calling me by name Gu Yu. I don't accept this switch. How did you used to say it when we were online? Say it the same way now. Your face behind the mask went completely dark. You had cursed Gu Yue out 1,000 times in your head. Using your little brother's photos to run a romance scam was bad enough, but the things she apparently said and did were absolutely vile. Xiao Qinghan saw you hadn't responded and her expression cooled. What's wrong? Don't want to call me sis? You immediately said in the sweetest voice you could manage. I've actually been wanting to call you that for so long. I just didn't want it to feel weird. Sis, I really like you. Xiao Qinghan's flawless face betrayed her the moment she heard you say sis. The corner of her mouth lifted without her permission. You seized the opening. Sis, can we stop at that pharmacy up ahead? My face is itching. I need to grab some medicine. Xiao Qinghan pulled the car over at that, and before she'd even put it in park, you had already thrown the door open and bolted out, calling Gu Yue as you ran. But the only thing that came through the phone was a cold, automated message. The number you have dialed is powered off. You couldn't get through to your sister, and you stomped your foot in frustration. The way things looked right now, Gu Yue had completely vanished, and left you holding one massive disaster of a bag.